Welcome to the Life Poetic with Thomas Keily, your weekly knowledge drop of wordcraft and invocation. This week we're looking at Song of Myself by Walt Whitman. I mind how we lay in June, such a transparent summer morning. You settled your head athwart my hips and gently turned over upon me, and parted the shirt from my bosom bone, and plunged your tongue to my bare stripped heart, and reached till you felt my beard, and reached till you held my feet. Swiftly arose and spread around me the peace and joy and knowledge that pass all the art and argument of the earth. And I know that the hand of God is the elder hand of my own, and I know that the Spirit of God is the eldest brother of my own, and that all the men ever born are also my brothers, and the women my sisters and lovers, and that a kelson of the creation is love. And limitless are leaves stiff or drooping in the fields, and brown ants in the little wells beneath them, and mossy scabs on the worm fence, and heaped stones, and elder and mullein and pokeweed. Walt Whitman's poem Song of Myself is epic in every sense of the word. Like, it's a very long piece that stretches for pages and pages and pages, and it's epic in its scope in that he's trying to almost catalogue everything in the known universe, and in doing so catalogue this everything outside of him and defining it as everything that's within him. And so this is sort of Walt Whitman's mysticism, is that everything that you experience is also found within the body. And then he has this very sensual experience of spirit and of himself. And that's what I really love in this piece that I selected, like as just a small snippet of a very longer piece. But in this one, he's really talking about having a very sensual experience of the spirit, where the spirit opens him up, bares his shirt, and plunges its tongue into his bare, stripped heart. And from there, the divine spirit fills him completely, and he has a very powerful and very erotic experience of spirit. And you got to remember that the time this is writing, like this is 1850, this is a radical idea. Like, you know, you think about religious sort of repression in these days, go back 150 years, and what he's saying here is amazing. And it's amazing that he got it published, and amazing that it got such an incredible reception. There's a beautiful story where Oscar Wilde, when he finally went to America, one of the things he did was he sought out Walt Whitman and paid his respects, and bragged to a friend of his that he had the kiss of the great Walt Whitman upon his lips. And so I think what you can see in Walt Whitman is this very erotic mysticism, and it's the same mysticism that's in the Sufi poetry, where they're referring to the divine as their beloved, and saying like this sort of very intense erotic experience that the human being is capable of. Within that, there is the capacity for love and love of the divine. And if you're reaching for the divine, you're reaching for the full spectrum of human experience, like taking the human experience to its absolute limits. And that, you know, as we define it in the everyday world, is love and feeling love for someone and feeling that erotic charge. But that's the same pathway that you can take to divinity. The other thing that I really love about this little snippet is after he takes this incredible journey and he remembers this time that he lay with his divine lover on that June afternoon, and describes this amazing sensual scene, he then grounds that little section into a description of the natural world and into the moss on the fences and the mullein and pokeweed. And so saying there, like this sort of expansive reach of spirit, this sensual experience of self, it finds its sort of anchoring in its connection in the natural world. So let's take another look. I mind how we lay in June, such a transparent summer morning. You settled your head athwart my hips and gently turned over upon me, and parted the shirt from my bosom bone, and plunged your tongue to my bare stripped heart, and reached till you felt my beard, and reached till you held my feet. Swiftly arose and spread around me the peace and joy and knowledge that pass all the art and argument of the earth. And I know that the hand of God is the elder hand of my own, and I know that the Spirit of God is the eldest brother of my own, and I know that all the men ever born are also my brothers, and the women my sisters and lovers, and that a kelson of the creation is love. And limitless are leaves stiff or drooping in the fields, and brown ants in their little wells beneath them, and mossy scabs on the worm fence, and heaped stones, and elder and mullein and pokeweed. This has been the Life Poetic with Thomas Keily. Look forward to seeing you next week.